Hey there, church family. We've got something that we really are excited about that we want to share with you that we believe God has put together. Several months ago, we began feeling really overwhelmed as a staff every week with the needs that we saw among our youth and our children and some of our adults who were dealing with loss. And so we started praying, and then we took the need to the board and asked them to be praying. And Patty Stewart came to us.
She introduced us to a ministry called Lighthouse. This specifically deals with loss of all kinds, death, divorce, and separation. It's a program we're convinced God has brought to us to offer to our community here.
Lighthouse for New Hope is a program of grief and loss support groups for people of all ages, starting with groups for children, and then groups for teens, groups for parents, and groups for adults who have lost a loved one. The groups last 14 weeks, and there's curriculum that's appropriate for each age group and each circumstance, whether it be loss from separation, divorce, incarceration, anything like that, or whether it be loss through death.
About 14 years ago, my son, who was 30 years old, suffered a cardiac arrest. And he was in the hospital, and he was actually in the hospital for 8 days. He was in a coma. And we had to make the very difficult decision to take him off of the life support. So losing a child is bad in the first place, but when you have to make that decision, it's even tough. I had a friend, Nancy Bowman, who is the executive director of the Lighthouse for New Hope, which is actually located out of Mesquite. Nancy and I went to church together, and I knew about her ministry with Lighthouse. So I knew that I needed to get help because I was just a mess, as any parent would be. I did individual counseling, but I also went into the Lighthouse for New Hope program. I went through that program once. Tom was with me the first time. He and I both went through it together, but then I went through it again. It helped me so much that I told Nancy that I wanted to be a facilitator. She said, okay, you can, but you have to wait a year. Nancy has developed this beautiful curriculum that takes you through all of the stages of grief.
We have 3 students who've lost a parent since May, and several others who are dealing with things like divorce or separation from a parent. This program is just going to be a phenomenal way for us to address some ongoing needs and the loss that these kids are experiencing.
Right. Brenda, you said that this is really an answer to prayer for you as well.
Yes. We're just really excited about it because we have little ones going through really hard things. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And a lot of time that is shown in behavior.
Sure.
And, on Sunday mornings and Wednesday nights, we always have that one-on-one attention that we can give them. This will just give me another tool to use for them, but also give them a place where they feel comfortable and safe to share in a smaller setting.
This is not something where the pastors are going to be the facilitators.
Absolutely. And so as a staff, we believe that what Nancy's presented to us is something that would be very beneficial to be able to come and have a starting point and a place where they can deal with the loss and the grief that they're going through.
Those kids would come in, and probably on the first night, they wouldn't be all that excited about being there. But then as the program went on, and it's 14 weeks, they couldn't wait to be there.
I think the coolest thing about it is that their parents or whoever they're living with will be doing the same thing at the same time.
Yes.
So on the way home, when they get home, they know what they talked about that night and how they can share.
For those that have experienced a loss, I would encourage you to come and be part of this program.
Yes.
I'm not going to sugarcoat it and tell you that it's easy, because when you're working through grief, it's not easy. But it will be an experience that would be very worthwhile.
For more information or to register, contact the church office. Registration forms are available at the office or you can also check our web homepage for registration forms to print from home.